Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trusts a tag go over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, straight out the fridge, freshly squeezed scoop Cassidy, aka Mr. ScooterRay. and of course, ladies, heartthrob of the IWC, Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. Red Velvet had some cakes to make sure Jaeger knew she had some back.
Oh, I never told you that's my favorite kind of cake, huh?
Well, now we know, and now Red Velvet knows.
I feel like everybody knows now.
True,
I mean,
true
if it
indeed.
ain't your favorite cake yet, IWC, it should definitely be your favorite cake now after last night.
Yes,
indeed. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. It's rare when I come on here and I say this, but this was not my favorite Dynamite.
okay. I thought something felt off.
It did.
Something felt off the whole night.
Yeah.
And I was trying to put my finger on it, and I was hoping that maybe one of you two could help me out, but something just felt weird with Dynamite last night.
I mean, I could probably piece and point out a few things that didn't make sense or that kind of fell flat, but I don't know if I can just like decipher an overall like one reason why it was like that. It just felt off across the board for a multitude of reasons from what I watched.
I want to say it's just that if I can provide an excuse, it's just that we were on such a high from Double or Nothing that maybe when we got back to like a mediocre showing, they were just like, all right. However, there were definitely some matches that I did not need to see that were shown.
Yeah, I think for me, it almost felt like it was like a complete throwaway show. Like just nobody like gave a shit, even when it came to the crowd. Because when I listened, I had to turn the volume up to try to see. It's like, yo, is it me or did the fans just seem kind of off as well? And
I mean, it was also 10 o'clock. What was it? Yeah, 10 o'clock at night for them.
I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot. So yeah, that does. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's why.
I mean,
maybe that's why.
That can provide a mixture of fan reactions. I mean, that can be a whole bunch of drunk hellions. That can be like a whole bunch of people that are just tired on a Friday night. I mean,
yeah. Well, let me ask this then: are they still filming Dark and Elevation before that on these Friday shows?
I think so. I think the plan is that they're filming one of them, or maybe both of them before Dynamite.
Sun was definitely still out for Elevation, and then Dark itself was like filmed as part of the Fan Fest experience for this last week. So, I mean, we'll see on this coming Monday and Tuesday on where they are for that recording.
Okay, yeah, because I think if that was the case, then that may also be a big factor because I can only imagine, especially with how it is when they used to do WrestleManias as a 6-hour fucking show like a couple years back and just see the crowd completely drained by the main event. So yeah, I could see that. Scoot, sometimes you're not really heavy on the AEW news because they just don't have much at any time, but you got something.
It's really more with WWE. I know it's the AEW side, but many people really thinking that WWE is about to get ready to sell their company to NBC. That's starting to become more and more of a rumor, and they thinking it's because of the new president, Nick Khan, that they thinking he's making these moves to get ready to sell the company to NBC. I don't know for how many billions it'll be, but definitely it'll be sold for a couple of billions. So,
man, they are about to gut. If this sale happens, they're gonna gut the fuck out of WWE to where it's just like next to fucking nothing unless they put the right people in place. But as it stands now, it's shit. It's about to be on life support.
Shit, can you imagine like all the show talent they're gonna try and put in wrestling?
Oh, fuck, man. It may just become completely unwatchable at this point.
It might. It possibly could.
That's already what Raw is, but
yeah.
I mean,
Raw's already there.
SmackDown could take that L. I don't know.
I'm just hoping NXT doesn't take any of those L's, man.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just hope NXT doesn't take the hit from it.
They better. I hope they put it in Triple H's hands.
I would hope. I think everybody would hope.
Yes.
Yeah, get rid of Bruce Pritchard, get rid of Kevin Dunn, get rid of every yes man, John Laurinaitis, get rid of all the yes men that Vince McMahon has. That's just
Johnny Ace.
Fuck it.
Well, other than that, that's really about it. I found an interesting interesting post somebody made about WWE superstars with the most matches in history. And it's the top 6. And I'm going to start from 6 to 1. You have number 6, Kofi Kingston at 1,356 matches and counting. Number 5, Natalya, 1,363 matches and counting. Randy Orton, number 4, 1,388 and counting.
Jesus.
Number 3, Mr. Diesley boy, Dolph Ziggler, 1,442 matches and counting. Big Show, number 2, 1,446. So Ziggler is only 4 behind him.
He's gonna pass that up.
Then number 1, standing tall for now, Kane, 1,675 matches.
Wow. I wouldn't have expected it to be Kane. Huh.
Me neither. I was surprised that it was Kane.
Huh. Man.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I mean, the top 4, well, that's up for the latter 4 or the former 4. Yeah, the former 4 actually make the most sense. Damn.
That's crazy that Natalya and Kofi are like so up there already, though. I mean, well, actually, not so much Kofi, but more Natalya. Like, she hasn't been around that long, I feel.
Well, remember, Natalya was around during the Divas era.
Oh, that's true.
You gotta remember, Natalya was fortunate enough to almost have 2 career runs because she had the Divas era, then she went back to NXT for a little bit, and she went back to where she is now. So she kind of had almost 2.
You're absolutely right. I completely forgot about her Divas era run.
Yeah, she's been for the most part glorified enhancement talent as of like the past, I don't want to say few years, but like it's like it's kind of meshed in because she did have her title run on SmackDown, but even before that she was glorified enhancement talent because she's one of the few that when she was in NXT that brought Charlotte up a little bit with the matches that she had with Charlotte. So yeah, Kofi clearly Kofi and Ziggs makes the most sense just because.
And I'm assuming Ziggs they're counting Spirit Squad days as well.
Yeah, they would definitely have to.
Actually, you know what? I wonder with Kane, are they counting Fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem as well?
That would make sense.
Yeah,
that would make a lot of sense. We got to say,
I never thought about that.
because you talk about transcendent eras. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't been through plenty. So yeah, then the number one wouldn't make the most sense. But just
yeah. So I wonder are they counting that with Kane as well?
damn. But now that's. But to think about all the other fucking wrestlers that they had, like shit. Hey, fuck it. They got it. Yeah. Good shit, Kane. You got to wrestle no more.
As far as AEW, it appears that Shanna and Awesome Kong's contracts have ran out, and it don't seem like they're being re-signed. So,
I like Shanna.
Me too.
I like her Goku gear.
Yeah, Awesome Kong is not surprising because like she had a couple appearances and then like a few more with the whole Nightmare Collective, but other than that, she hadn't been on. And I was surprised that she was still on the fucking roster, compared to all the other people that they had on TV that didn't even have contracts. So I partially think that that's mainly a Brandy thing because they're so close. So basically like her looking out for friends. That's where the Jim Cornette, criticism comes into play, where it's like all friends wrestling or something like that he had said.
Yeah.
So you have somebody on your payroll that you're not even using just to sit and get a paycheck. Nothing against Kong for that reason, but comparative to all the other people that's on Dark and Elevation wrestling their asses off with no contract, but yet having TV time, got to make room. So
true.
But if she comes back, hey, cool. But I would rather. If you have a contract, then you should be on TV. That's my thing.
Now, before I get into the next topic, before we roll into Dynamite, we discussed Double or Nothing Monday. Has any of your guys' feelings changed on anything at Double or Nothing, or it's pretty much what we said on Hot Tag?
After watching this episode of Dynamite, I think I'm more pissed at a few things. A lot dealing with the whole Cody Rhodes and the factory shit. So
Homelander, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Homelander, Homelander Rhodes. But yeah, I think everything else I may be okay with so far. I don't think anything really I've soured on at this point.
Mr. Yeager?
No, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Lip. I'm just groaning and eye rolling at this Cody Rhodes feud. I'm seeing backlash on like forums and stuff that Cody's just burying new talents now, even though he's over talent in the past. But yeah.
And to say we had this thing with the Cody and Charlotte thing, why it sounds like in those couple of weeks Cody has kind of did a complete 180 since we had that conversation of Charlotte and Cody and their nepotism. It seems
yeah.
I mean, my thoughts still stand because I'm like this doesn't put Cody like in a bad position with me as far as on the in-ring stuff.
Yeah.
Because I still think that he still pushes for the younger talent. This situation to me, a misstep. But my issue is more so with the continuous pandering that he's been doing as of late. Like even with the show last night, Pride Month, we get it. But I feel like even after the whole American thing, it's like I can't really be like, oh, because they went out of their way to be like, hey, you see this shirt that Cody's wearing? Hey, it is Pride Month this June. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. Let somebody else do it though.
He was the only, wasn't he I'm pretty sure he was the only wrestler to be wearing something Pride related too.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was the only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cody, it's unnecessary.
Like if that's the case, just let it be an AEW thing. Like let AEW celebrate this stuff. Let it be a company thing.
Change the AEW logo to the rainbow or something.
Thank you. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Like I don't know. You've got plenty of people in that category that are employed by AEW. I don't know.
True.
Cody doesn't need the white cisgendered heterosexual male does not need to be the one to be the mascot.
Right.
Nyla Rose, Sonny Kiss.
Yes.
That's starters. I mean, there's
George
plenty others.
Bye, from what I hear.
Oh well, then there you go.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah. No,
Well,
Cody,
of course,
stop it.
I brought up Double or Nothing again because I did my homework and I listened to Mr. Cornett's review of Double or Nothing this morning.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I've been waiting for.
He ain't like none of it.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen.
Okay. So let me start off by saying, to go by match, he was saying Hangman and Brian Cage. He was saying that it was an okay match. It wasn't nothing special. And he was like, why are they teasing this whole Brian Cage betraying thing or whatever the team task thing? They've been teasing this for way too long. Bless you.
Yeah.
He was like, they've been teasing this for way too long. And what is this going to end up with? Like, where are we going with this? And then they was like, if I was Hangman, I would have been mad at Brian for attempting to do my buckshot lariat. Cause it's like, what's the point? Like, why would you need to attempt to do my move in a sense, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he said that, with Hangman, he was like talented guy, but more and more he's starting to be put in a position to where his talent is being wasted in a sense. That, they putting him in these nothing feuds and whatnot. So it's like, yeah. He didn't watch the pre-show match, but his co-host Brian did, and they both agreed that they think Serena Deeb is like the best women's wrestler right now. What else?
Like 3 other female wrestlers in AEW, but okay.
True. They was like, of course, the Young Bucks match will go on early because they got to get all their shit in. So they got to get all their shit in before the crowd gets tired of them. So,
Lord,
it is that they hit Moxley with like all these moves and everything, and finally Moxley, I guess, finally lost to the BTE triggers. But of course, he really ain't. He really is not going to say too much nice things about the Cucamonga kids, which is his new name for them, the Cucamonga kids.
That's kind of catchy, though.
What was the next match after the Bucks and Moxley Kingston? He said the best match to him was actually Rose and a Go-Go. That was the closest thing to a wrestling match. That's what he said. It's closest thing to a wrestling match. And he said that if he was Cody, he should have put over a Go-Go.
Well, I agree there.
Yeah, he said he should have put over a Go-Go because he said especially, the gut punch was supposed to be the punch, and a Go-Go hit that move within the first minute of the match, but then Cody kicks out.
Yeah.
And all that other stuff.
I'm doing some ab workouts, you got a more solid. Solid
he wasn't mad that Jungle Boy won the Battle Royal. He was upset of Jungle Boy and Christian being the last two, because he was like, you had two faces going at each other. He said maybe it should have been Jungle Boy or Christian versus Private Party and Hardy, and Hardy being the last one eliminated. But it shouldn't have been Jungle Boy and Christian, who two faces should have been the last two. But he said even though he does like Jungle Boy, a lot of his stock has failed since he's with Dino Douche and
Dino Douche,
and the name he has for Marco Stunt that I'm not gonna say. But yeah, so he's like it's okay, whatever with that one.
I like Cornette's just a clout chaser at this point.
I thought about this. It's not so much clout chasing with him because you could tell these are his true feelings. The issue with Cornette is when you have a sea of people who like something and you have that one person who doesn't like it, and too many people stop to hear the one person who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And when you put stock into that one person who doesn't like it, then it could potentially change your mind on some things, or it could potentially,
that's a good point.
For instance, there are too many wrestlers Cornette says he doesn't like, all because he might have seen one thing. Like Ethan Page, for instance. He doesn't like Ethan Page because Ethan Page fought himself at that Impact pay-per-view. And he said, Ethan Page willingly sat in front of a green screen and fought himself. And that right there is automatically going to make him not like Ethan Page. So with that being the first thing you see of Ethan Page and not anything else.
That falls into the whole all ego thing.
You're right.
Like, the only one that can beat me is me. Like,
but
so I'm gonna wrestle me. Like, I don't even know what to set up. I don't even know what to set up.
He had no issues with Sting. He said that Sting didn't embarrass himself. He has no issue with Scorpio or Darby. What else? He really didn't care for the length of Britt Baker and Sheeta. So it was like, okay, Baker won finally.
What the fuck?
But apparently he's been mad at Britt Baker ever since she did that tooth and nail match. That's why I had asked y'all, was that match so horrible? Because ever since that tooth and nail fight, they don't like Britt Baker nor Big Swole. So that's why I had asked y'all, was that match that bad?
It was not.
I mean, yeah, it was a bad match in certain cases, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's them taking a chance. I mean, this is the only thing I don't get about Cornette, especially with that mindset of watching of judging one match, because I mean, there's plenty of phenomenal wrestlers, no pun intended, with AJ Styles, that have had shit matches, but are universally praised. If you take all the guys who had New Japan shit and nobody saw the New Japan stuff, but then they go to WWE and WWE completely gimps them, and you judge them off that without seeing anything else, I mean, that's like, then you look like the crazy one. Yeah. And I think that's where we're gonna go when I guess you bring up whatever Cornette says about the triple threat, because one, he doesn't like.
Y'all can assume what I'm about to say.
He doesn't like Pockets, and he doesn't like Olivier.
Yeah. He doesn't mind Pac. It's just that I know that feels Pac is in the wrong. I guess it's oxymoronic. I guess because Pac is in the wrong company. But
what company should he be in? New Japan?
I don't think he watches New Japan. I guess he'll probably prefer him back in WWE or maybe Ring of Honor,
where he was utilized as fuck. Wrong.
Like I said, or maybe Ring of Honor, because he has no beef with Ring of Honor.
Well, with him working there before, yeah.
True. See what else. Like I said, really didn't care for the triple threat at all, because they don't really care for triple threat matches. So they don't really care for the triple threat matches, period. So, to those. Of course, he had the same sentiments I had when it came to the Stadium Stampede. It was just,
it's funny that you say he doesn't watch New Japan, because a lot of his gripes that he has against everywhere else, New Japan does the opposite. New Japan rarely does triple threats, if fucking any. They make all their title pictures fucking amazing. They care way more about storyline. They tell the story inside the ring more often than not. So it's like, yeah. Again, to that point, I'm pretty sure, has he seen any of Kenny's matches in New Japan?
Only when he fought the 13-year-old girl, the 9-year-old girl, and when
that was one of his gripes. Yes. Yeah. So see again.
Wait. So he's only seen Kenny fight a little girl in New Japan. He hasn't seen Okada. He hasn't seen Ibushi.
This is the issue. This is the issue that people don't address with Cornette. Sometimes it's not just Cornette. A lot of times it's his fans.
Yeah.
Take for instance, take the three of us. If what's a wrestler we genuinely take AJ Styles.
Right.
Take every clip we see of AJ Styles was the what's that storyline? It's that horrible storyline he had in TNA.
Oh, you're talking about when the infidelity with the chick AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he so-called got that woman pregnant and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like take for instance, we see everything negative of AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
We see AJ Styles in this horrible storyline. We saw AJ Styles doing this and doing that, but we ignoring the phenomenal AJ Styles, and we're gonna tend to ignore everything AJ does.
Yeah.
So I think the issue that comes is that too many of his followers sent him the silly, goofy shit, and he gets his hold on one second.
So he just gets like
too many of his followers send him the silly, goofy shit, and he judges his. Okay, I got a perfect example. Let's take Joey Ryan. Yeah, we know Joey Ryan's disgrace, whatever.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan could have been an excellent wrestler, but due to the fact that the dick flip or whatever it was called was his finisher, nope, that's it. Nothing else.
Signature. I don't even know. Yeah, that was his finisher, I think. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
go ahead. See, this is where you have to suspend some of your disbelief because some of it's just entertaining, you know. Especially, I mean, think about all the times when he had that feud with Hangman, you know, and Hangman was super selling the fucking dick flip.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah, we all get it, yeah, cool. But I mean, again, you know, we're all adults with childish humor in like the wrestling community. So it's like when you got a huge dick joke, no pun intended, it's. You know, it's fucking hilarious. And it's like, yeah, we can all laugh at it. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, cool. You know, it's like the same thing with everybody getting hyped up for the people's elbow. We know that shit doesn't do anything. But, you know, it's all spectacle. It's all for theatrics, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on. Like, and everybody knows that wrestling is fake outside of the, you know, with the whole predetermined outcomes. So him knowing this, you know, it's not like he's sitting here griping about like UFC or something like that, where it's a legit fight. You know, we're clearly watching theater with, you know, stuntmen. Yes. You know, so it's like you can't get too uppity about the situation. You know, yeah, I respect Jim Cornette's opinion on a lot of things, but in certain cases, it's like, come on, you know. What do you think made wrestling growing up so good? You know, so
you got to be able to suspend your disbelief on things like a dick flip or a gimmick wrestler like Joey Ryan, and then you know, pay more attention to your serious wrestlers like Pac or Kenny Omega or anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd
be able to chill out when it comes to like Orange Cassidy. Like, stop calling him pockets and shit. Like, let him run his gimmick.
It just goes off into. I mean, like I said, like for instance, if somebody just keeps sending you clips of Asuka dancing and doing goofy stuff, and that's all you're seeing, you're not gonna want to watch an Asuka match because you're like, I don't want to see nobody dancing and doing goofy stuff. Like, what's all this? And that's what tends to happen with him is that people tend to, you know, see them do weird stuff and silly things, and then next thing you know, he builds up his preconceived notions, and boom, that's how that wrestler is. That wrestler can never be better than me. Because, like for instance, I don't know if I've actually said it on the podcast before, but one of the times before I actively started listening to Cornette, he did a promo. He was cutting a promo on Kenny Omega one time. And I think this was I think after the first Okada match he had, I think. And he was like, Kenny Omega could cure cancer. I think it was Kenny Omega could cure cancer and
I remember
and AIDS, and it'll still be fuck that guy forever.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah. So just because all he saw of Kenny Omega was the fact that he wrestled a blow-up doll and he had a match with a 9-year-old girl.
Wasn't Rhea that 9-year-old girl?
It might have been. You know, he's gonna forget everything else.
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah. So like I said, Stadium Stampede. Now, one thing about the Stadium Stampede that they said I thought was a little weird. Apparently, it took them 4 days to do that match.
Wait, what?
Exactly. Apparently, it took them 4 days, and they even had stunt coordinators to do that match.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
and then he also made a valid point too by saying you would think they would have swapped Blood and Guts and Stadium Stampede around, since Stadium Stampede didn't really need the fans there. Blood and Guts, since they would have had fans, they could add Double or Nothing and then Stadium Stampede on the free show. Because you would think that the first time you can get all 10 of these men together, nope, you only get Guevara and Spears in the end part of it.
Well, you also got Jericho and MJF too.
Well, yeah, Jericho and MJF battling in the fans, but he was going in on Jericho. He was like, it's such a shame that Jericho is dragging all of these men down with him. He was like, Jericho is trying to get off all of this shit that he couldn't get off before. MJF should have refused to work with him. All of this stuff.
I'll admit that Jericho's definitely trying to get shit off that he probably didn't get greenlit in WWE. But he's been putting over like his entire faction.
He has.
Yeah, true.
Like, I don't know. I don't think he's dragging anybody down there.
Yeah, I'll only partially agree with Cornette on some of that. No, I definitely wouldn't say he's dragging everybody along with him, but and I wouldn't necessarily say that MJF should have refused to work with him, because it makes good for the story, especially in the sense of passing of the torch. But yeah, and we're gonna get into it when we do talk about Dynamite, but there's a big issue, and we talked about this earlier this week about them dragging this on, and I think that's partially part of the problem as well. So, but we'll definitely get to that when we get to that part.
Like I said, basically overall, he didn't like it, which, I mean, did we expect for him to? But
I had hopes. I had a few hopes that maybe.
I did too, but you gotta think though, he's the type of person who's like the old school basketball player. Oh, I don't like the way these new school guys play basketball. So, or I don't like the way these new school guys play football. That's gonna be his thing with wrestling. He's not gonna like the new school way of wrestling. He might like wrestlers here and there. He might like some talents here and there, but then all of that always depends on who that talent is going up against. Like, for instance, take Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy could be his guy, but then you start seeing Jungle Boy go against people like Dr. Luther. Jungle Boy go against quote unquote the job order, as he likes to call them, which I have no issues with Dark Order. But he starts seeing Jungle Boy go against these people that are not as credible, then it's like, well, Jungle Boy's going to lose his luster. But then Jungle Boy starts going against people like a Pac or a Christian Cage or whomever, then it's like, well, it's a little too late now because Jungle Boy is already ruined. You know.
Let's not forget, and I'm talking to Cornette on this, but even though he can't respond, Jungle Boy's only 8-1 now for the year. Like he's had like 45 matches. In total. And you don't get to have like 45 matches without, padding the resume a little bit. You gotta face people in the Dark Order. You gotta face freaking Luther and Serpentico at some point. You gotta have your trashier matches so you can like make the matches against Pac like a big deal.
Yeah,
so
you're right. And, thinking about it like that, you're absolutely correct. Like you can't get to it. I mean, hell, let's take Goldberg. Sorry, let's take Oldberg. Oldberg didn't have that impressive WCW record without beating up people that was like, fam, we knew damn well they wasn't gonna beat you.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely true.
Goldberg was 72-0 before he fought Hogan for the title or some wild shit like that, or 100 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he already had this padded ass record before he even fought Hogan for the title and won it. But so I mean,
I'm sure Asuka went through plenty of jobbers during her undefeated streak.
She did. She didn't fight everybody credible in NXT whenever.
That's what I'm saying.
But like I said, I think honestly, I can enjoy listening to Cornette to hear what he has to say, because a lot of it is just based off of you not knowing information.
True.
Like for instance, how would it look if I came in here, start dissing everything AEW done, but then when you ask me have I watched AEW, no, I only watched like 2 episodes of Dynamite. Then y'all two gonna be like, Scooter, you don't shut the fuck up. Like how would that seem?
Exactly.
Like granted, yes.
That's why I can't really care to listen to him, man. If he doesn't watch the product.
It's hard to, but the one thing that I keep separating is that it's his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely,
we as a IWC can't let his opinion come off as fact. If that's the way Cornette feels about your favorite wrestler, that's how he feels. That shouldn't make you feel a way about your favorite wrestler because there's one man, this is your wrestler. Like that goes for anything. I'm pretty sure there are mad video games you might have liked and you heard that one person, well, I ain't like such and such. How dare you? Like, what you mean you didn't like? Or anime, cartoons, artists, movie, TV, everything. There's always going to be somebody that's not going to like what you like, and that's fine.
True. Very true.
The problem is we can't let that one person's opinion seem like it's a fact.
Yeah, I guarantee there's somebody in this world that does not like The Undertaker. Period.
Exactly. and like legitimately does not like him. Like legitimately. And it will probably dumbfound you because you're like, how the fuck you don't like? There's always going to be one.
Yep.
Always. So we gotta just we gotta let Jim Cornette
be Jim Cornette.
Yeah, let him be Jim Cornette.
Yeah, I like a better term.
Because like I said, me listening to him is just pure for entertainment because, like for instance, when he used to talk about NXT, this was the same man who was dissing Johnny Gargano. This is the same man who was dissing people like Aleister Blacks and stuff like that. So this is this is the same man who sees the New Day and says, "Who are these colorful guys that are on the TV?" Da 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 da. You see this, you're not seeing a match, or if you do see a match, you see the throwaway shit.
Yeah,
you know, like for instance, Kenny Omega. Imagine knowing about Kenny Omega and you refusing to watch his Okada trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what he did. Oh yeah, he wrestled the Invisible Man, or he wrestled the 9-year-old, he wrestled the blow up dog, but he refused to watch his Okada matches. Or who else we can throw out? Just like anybody. So like I said, so we gotta just stop letting that man get us upset when it's just like, fam, it's just his opinions. Just let that man. I mean, granted, yes, there might be other people who feel that way too, but just let them feel that way. Like, it'll be okay. If Kenny Omega is still your favorite wrestler, no matter what this man says, Kenny Omega is still gonna be your favorite wrestler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you hear that, folks? Don't get salty.
Don't get salty.
But yeah,
don't get salty.
Yeah,
maybe a little pinch.
But yeah, I feel like we need that balance.
You can give a little.
Yeah, we all need that balance, man. You can't have dark without the light. Can't have good without the bad. You can't have the IWC without a cornet. So
exactly. Exactly.
So thank you, Cornette. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate your hate. So they can come over here and then hear us tell you why you're wrong about everything. Not everything, almost everything.
Not everything. There's a couple of things.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I kind of feel them on.
There's an old saying that goes, a broken clock is right twice a day. So
that is true. And you know, a couple of things that he talks about actually what happens in this show.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. I'm guessing that's one hell of a segue, Scoot.
One hell of a segue.
Because we're about to jump right into it.
But there was a thing. There was a thing that we discussed, the stuff with the things with the three guys against the other three guys, and there's going to apparently be gold involved.
Oh, yeah. A trios title.
Yeah.
Has been confirmed.
It's just a matter of when.
I think they said it was going to happen soon-ish.
Yeah, they said soon, but yeah, we don't know when it's going to get debuted. I assume like around the time of Rampage debuting.
And that's what, August?
Yes.
Is it?
July,
August is when Rampage debuts.
Yeah, that's weird. You know, with them bringing Mark Henry out, like it always seems like it's like going to be sooner than it is. That damn AEW. I mean, granted, I can't get mad at them. August 13th.
Yeah, it was like August.
Interesting. That's crazy. But hey, I mean, getting all their eggs in a basket. So you know, hey.
Yeah, might as well get it ready.
Better to be prepared than not.
But this AEW show though.
Yeah. We started off with was this even like fucking announced prior to this? Death Triangle and Young Bucks?
Yes.
On Sunday.
I think they announced it at the end of Double or Nothing, actually.
Yeah.
Then this match, then it kind of just went over my head because this for the tag titles too?
If not, but I think another issue is too, they do announce a bunch of matches on social media.
Okay.
So I might have saw it on their IG. So that could have been what I might have saw too. They do announce a lot of matches on social media, and I'm assuming they expect everybody to be tuning in. And otherwise, you would know Death Triangle would have been fighting the Bucks. So that's your fault, Lip Dizzle, for not keeping up on social media.
You're right. You're right. It is. It is my fault. But I don't care. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this match, because for me watching it came out of nowhere. But during the whole situation, I get why they're doing it. They're intermingling stories. You know, one with Mox and Kingston, and then the whole thing with Pac and Kenny, and throwing it all together. And then at the same time, which is crazy, rekindling that old story that they had with the family and the Death Triangle and stuff like that. So it's a whole lot of things that's packed into this one deal here. And the same thing with the fucking Kazarian shit.
I did appreciate. I like how they're doing Kazarian right now. I thought he was gonna have a bigger role off the bat, but
yeah, same.
I like this little guerrilla warfare he's doing, like hit and run shit.
Yeah. And I think it's just gonna build and grow from there. It's no surprise that this match was probably the best match on the show. Because I don't think anything else really came close. I mean, obviously you get Bucks, you get Pac, you get Penta, I mean, come on. Like, no fucking surprise. I'm glad there wasn't too many shenanigans with this, but I also felt like part of this could have been like a throwaway match at the same time, especially since they're about to do this whole thing again with a 6-man tag with Bucks and Brandon Cutler against Kingston, Penta, and Pac.
Wait, was that already announced?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I think that's what's happening. Mm-hmm.
And then Kingston, Penta, and Pac.
Yep.
Okay, well, the Bucks aren't winning that. I'm sorry. That's just...
Oh, yeah, because Cutler's going to take the pin. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
It's way too telling. But yeah, I mean, this match is a good match. Bucks clearly playing up the whole heel stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And Penta and Pac just doing what they do best. No issue there.
Shout out to Braun Strowman and Matt doing the little round the ring run.
I thought that's what they were doing.
I mean, that's the immediate thing that came to mind when I saw it.
Same thing, same here.
Yeah. Scoot, you? Did you see Matt do his little?
I might have saw it. Because I was watching it, but then shouts out to Nico, aka Planet Nico. He started streaming Resident Evil, and I had to keep finish watching that. So
that's funny. All right.
Planet Nico games, because he was streaming Resident Evil at the same time. So, but I did watch the fight.
Yeah,
it got a little towards the end. Like, I mean, and then I was wondering. I wonder with Moxley not being there, was that their way of writing off Moxley? Because I think Renee is about to give birth soon. So
they did say that he was going to be off air for a while. Or
okay.
I mean, they didn't say that exact verbiage. Yeah, he's on the shelf, as they said.
I think Jim Cornette has he has renamed the V trigger to the Canterbury knee lift.
So the Canterbury knee lift?
Since Olivier likes to prance around and canter around the ring, his little Canterbury knee lifts. Yeah. But
I feel like he takes his time and just writes these nicknames just
I think so too.
as they come to mind.
He has to. But so like I said, I didn't mind the match. I mean, it didn't really mean nothing for none of those four men. I just thought it was just a match.
True.
So I thought it was just a match, just to bring the fan, just to say, hey, we can watch a Young Bucks match on Dynamite.
Yeah, true. But now that begs the question with their title run, are they keeping the titles too long?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Because that's been some talk that I've been seeing online. Is that if they don't lose or if they don't give up the title soon, it may sour what they're doing right now. And I think and part of that could be a bias on a lot of people because they probably wanted Mox and Kingston to take those titles. But at the same time, if it wasn't for Mox and Kingston in that picture, would that be the case?
No, I remember I was on here. I thought they should have lost those tag team titles to Pac and Phoenix.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you were.
On that they should have lost it then. The issue I have, and it was the same issue with the women's title. It was who was going to finally beat Sheeta, considering Sheeta had beat everybody. Yeah. And it's going to be the same thing with the Young Bucks. Who can the Young Bucks fight right now that haven't already beat them? I mean, that the Young Bucks haven't already beat.
Yeah. See, And with me, I'm kind of on the fence with it because I understand, just like I talked about the Double or Nothing review that we did, is that I understand it now with them keeping the titles, and it almost solidifies them as being like the best tag team. And so with them being heels and them kind of going along with the story being like, hey, we're finally embracing, who we are, the Bucks that we used to be. It all makes sense with the storyline. But then there's that other part of me that's like, well, if you beat everybody on the fucking roster, then who can honestly come back to take those titles from you unless you introduce somebody new? So that's why I'm kind of on the fence. But this also could work in their favor because they could build themselves up to the point to where whoever does beat them gets elevated, whoever that may be. So,
yeah. Okay, so let's fantasy book this for a second. Okay. There's only maybe 2 tag teams.
3 come to mind.
Maybe 3.
Jurassic Express. No, that's 4 then. I'm thinking Jurassic Express. I'm thinking FTR. I'm thinking Proud and Powerful. I'm thinking The Acclaimed now.
Those are my 3. FTR, Proud and Powerful, and The Acclaimed. Those are my 3.
With The Acclaim getting the heat, or not heat, but the pop that they're getting, then I can put The Acclaim at 4. If I had to just round it out to a 5, I'd want to say Private Party, but we'll see.
That's who stock is fucking dropped.
They should have been on this show, The Acclaim, to see if that Double or Nothing momentum was carried just over for that show or period. So The Acclaim should have actually been on this show.
Yeah.
But those 3 tag teams are the only 3, unless they do another makeshift tag team. Like, please God, do not let Darby Allin and Sting win the tag titles or nothing like that.
No, I would much rather or much sooner see Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page take those tag titles.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that down the line. And of course, we got the backstage stuff with Kingston, Penta, and Pac to set up this match for next week. Basically, stating that that Pac and Death Triangle didn't need their help, didn't need Kingston's help, stay out of their business. And Kingston said, "Chill out. The enemy of my enemy is my friend." It's like, let that marinate, and then he walked off, and then that's what set up the 6-man tag for next Dynamite, which is going to be on Friday. They are very consistent with this time change. I think the Dynamite after that is going to be on Saturday.
NBA. NBA. So they probably won't be back on Wednesdays till maybe like July.
Makes sense. Well, hey.
Which Jericho did say that the Fozzy concert will not be like any kind of a hindrance on his AEW shit. So with them doing live Friday nights, then that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, then shit. He'll get more accustomed with if he has a private jet now, he'll get more accustomed with it. So good on that shit, Jericho. We finally heard from Mark Henry.
Fam, this is where I thought the show got weird to me.
This was mediocre for sure.
Because the first thing I thought to myself, I was like, wait, Mark Henry has no music?
Yeah, because I kept trying to listen, like, wait, am I? Because I heard nothing, and I was like, all right, but clearly he doesn't. So
I was like, okay. Then the interview itself was kind of weird and kind of just like, okay, asking him, is he going to wrestle again? Is he going to whatever? Then it was like, okay. And then we hear the voice of an angel.
Hold on. Let me tell you what happened when I was sitting here watching this shit. Because I'm sitting here watching, and I heard a sound, and the first thought I was like, where the fuck did that come from? And then I heard the "excuse me," and I was like, oh shit, it came from the TV. It's Vicky.
Why the fuck is Vicky the one to premiere him?
This was
the heavens opened up, the sun shined, and it gave us the one Vicky Guerrero. And the problem was kind of like what Mr. Bombastic just said. They were booing so much that they didn't realize who she just introduced.
Exactly.
True.
Now, there was a few people who were like, wait, what? Because when the crowd was panning, then he comes out, no music.
Why was there no music? For either of them. These are debuts.
Here's out to no music.
And here's the problem that I have with this whole thing, because this is what kind of started to sour the show. Because I mean, yeah, Mark Henry came out. This stuff was like by design. He came out. It was really for nothing, just to kind of talk about. Same thing we did with Big Show. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this on this end, and then he asked the one question everybody was asking. It's like, hey, are you gonna have another run? And he didn't say yes, didn't say no. Kind of just left it open. No surprise there. So we had the same answers and questions that we had before he even stepped out. So yeah, that's why. Yeah. So here's the problem with the Andrade situation. First and foremost, the suit, nice as fuck.
On point.
You talk about like just debut attire, the way you walked, like money looks like motherfucking money. Problem, the biggest problem. Vicky Guerrero should have never been a part of this because it makes no sense. It makes I don't give a shit about the whole Latin thing.
I was about to say that's the only thing.
The guys of his English must not be too perfect.
Bullshit. He was fun.
Look. Otherwise, why would Vicky be the one then?
True, but see, here's the thing. What they should have done if that was the case. If you're gonna have somebody bring him out, it should have been Alex.
He's with Penta.
That's fine. But if you're gonna have a heel person to bring him out, I would have rather you do Alex, because Alex has way more charisma than Vicky, and he can help get Andrade over if for the heel shit because of what he does. But Vicky doesn't have Vicky has a hard enough time trying to push fucking Nyla Rose
and Diamante.
Yeah, which that still skips a mind at times. Because
I've not seen Vicky come out with Diamante in a minute.
Neither have I.
It's just with Nyla, but they supposed to be was it the Vicious Vixens?
The Vicious Vixens. And
that was Nyla and Vicky.
Yeah, and Andrade has
Diamante and Ivelisse was supposed to be a part of that too, but I think it's just those three. I think it's just Diamante. Sorry. Nyla, and Vicky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ivelisse was the one that left.
Yeah, Ivelisse was the one that left. So yeah.
And that's the thing that gets me, because one, Andrade doesn't have anything to do with the Vicious Vixens, so that almost sours him automatically. And and here's the thing: if you were going to have him be represented by Vicky, then she still should not have brought him out. He should have came out on a bigger. Hell, he should have came out at Double or Nothing.
Yeah. But then that could have been the workaround of the whole TNA no surprises thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how TNT doesn't not TNA, sorry. Remember how I said that TNT doesn't want any more surprises?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think what should have happened, because it doesn't make sense that he interrupted Mark Henry.
Yeah.
The whole Mark Henry and Schiavone interview. It doesn't make sense that she came out there and interrupted them for her to bring out Andrade.
Yeah, and so now there's more validity to the fact that he's going to compete for the AAA title.
Mm-hmm.
So why is he coming out as a heel? Because that doesn't make any sense.
I think he's just a natural heel.
I'm true. It's just weird, man.
in my head, the way I'm thinking about it, you should have just debuted him at the end of Kenny's triple threat match, like while he's celebrating and everything. You have Andrade like jump or something. And then like going the AAA title or something. I don't know, but
yeah, and now granted,
just step out, give us some English that doesn't need a freaking translator for.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that maybe he probably just practiced what is his whole promo because it was short and to the point. It's like it was, I was, it could have been the face of Latin America, but now I'm going to be the face of AEW.
Yeah,
that's it. Hey, good work, Charlotte, on helping him with his English, whatever.
I will say this. Andrade is kind of like in that same boat I said with Santos. Good-looking men that you can see as villains. And also Angel. They're the good-looking men who they're considered dreamboats and handsome, whatever, but it's like, damn, why you got to be the bad guy, though?
Yeah.
So,
I can't change him. Anyways.
Now, can we just look at that whole aesthetic that he had and just say, damn, wouldn't have been just fucking amazing if they had that 4-man Legado del Fantasma? Because that whole just aesthetic would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm so mad at that. WWE dropped the ball. They dropped the ball hard on that because they could have either had him go to NXT or had Legado del Fantasma come up and then have them run roughshod or hell, they could have had a feud with fucking Hurt Business. That would have been fucking perfect.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, granted, it would have been some black on brown, warfare, but hey, profit on the race.
Anything to get my peoples on TV. Fuck it. Wait. Not anything. I don't want to say anything because
we got new outlets for anything now.
Because if I say anything, then they're gonna have my peoples on there be doing some wild shit. So let me not say anything. But to get my peoples on TV, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, there you go. But
it was this segment that started the downturn of this show for me.
Oh, see, that's interesting because
I popped for the Andrade reveal.
Yeah,
I popped for it. It just fell flat because there was no music and Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah,
I want to know why Vicky's going back to her cougar thing.
You know who should have brought out Andrade?
Zelina Vega. Yep, I knew it.
Shit. Yep.
No, actually, not even Zelina. Dasha.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dasha.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense too.
Exactly. Yeah. Dasha should have brought out Andrade.
Because isn't Dasha a wrestler too? That could be her segue in.
I don't know if she's a wrestler, but I know she does the Spanish announcement. I mean, she does the Spanish commentary.
Yeah.
And I mean, they know each other from WWE as well anyway. So, I mean, their relationship is already
Dasha
there.
Could have been the one to bring out Andrade because at least you would have got that aesthetic of, not to call Vicky Guerrero ugly or anything, but the aesthetic of Dasha bringing out, because then Dasha wouldn't have got overshadowed with boos and you wouldn't have heard who the hell, she was introducing.
Yeah,
they were too busy booing when she said Andrade El Igalo. Like it had to sit in people's head till they realized, wait, did she just say Andrade?
Yeah, because she said Andrade like 3 times before he even came out. That's why I was like, wait a minute, wait. But to me that's still 50-50 as far as like the impression and then like the delivery and everything like that. But what was completely 100% just dumpster juice was this fucking tag match that I just did not fucking care about. And I didn't care about it because of the outcome. It's like, if you're going to have QT and a Go-Go win this match, why not have a Go-Go go over at Double or Nothing?
Not only that, did you see what a go-go did in that match?
Yeah, gave him that big right hand to the face.
And you
Where was
telling me
that?
that one time he could have
Nothing.
did that? You said not one time he did that Sunday? Not
He had
one time.
kryptonite in his fist that time. He
did
forgot.
the-
You telling me that big right hand to the face? None of that could have translated Sunday.
Why was
Inconsistent,
the
man.
boxer doing wrestling moves instead of boxing moves?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Cody, stop.
The problem is they should have built a go-go as just this lethal striker who his whole thing could have been, I'm not a wrestler. I'm a fighter. I'm a boxer. I just had the opportunity to be a wrestler, and that way all of his matches could have been to where as soon as that bell rings, ding, 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 within the first minute or two, he's straight knocking people the fuck out with the gut punch, with the right hand, and then maybe down the line, because there's also rumors that they discussed on Cornette's show that Cody had to have a match at Double or Nothing, and they hurry up and fast track this feud to throw it on the card. But Crazy. He could have just been, I mean, for somebody who was 2-0, he could have been, all of his matches could have been just simple knockout matches.
And that's the thing, especially with the fucking booking of a go-go that they could have done. Like, this could have been, especially with this fucking promo. There's so many ways that I've been looking at this that I'm like, yo, you could have done X, Y, Z to make this so much better. You could have easily had him look so dominant, because especially when he's going like, hey, this is the stuff that's wrong with America. You could have found something with a lot of the talent backstage and say, you cheer for this. This is what's wrong with this country. And then go and just trying to purge every fucking thing wrong until you got to Cody. Completely separate from the whole factory and nightmare family shit. And again, we're going to get into it later about the main event, but QT didn't need the fucking pin. A go-go still didn't get the pin on this one. He caused the win to happen for QT, but he didn't even get the pin. So it's still more disservice to a go-go. Like, a go-go, the factory has done nothing for him at all. He could have gotten over on his own completely. So
that's the one thing that Cornette has said, that he wishes that a go-go probably could have been in the OVW system back then, even though he was still boxing then. But he said that he wished a go-go was properly trained. That, a go-go could have been properly trained by, I hate saying it this way, real wrestlers, rather than.
I can see what he means by that, but at the same time, like, I mean, come on. A go-go's still not bad in the ring.
No, he's not.
Who are the trainers there? It's QT, it's Cody, it's Dustin.
I think D. Malenko. What's his name? His name literally just left my mind. Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, so you have world-class talent.
He did say after this match, a go-go is his favorite wrestler in AEW right now. He did say that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he did say that a go-go is his favorite wrestler.
This is also the guy that once somebody has one bad match, he writes them off.
That's also true too. So as long as a go-go stay away from other people and other things, you might stay on Cornette's good list, because he's almost soured on FTR now. Since FTR keeps having these goofy matches and shit like that, he's almost soured on them now.
That's probably where they needed all those stunt coordinators for those extras.
Yes.
And see, that's the thing there too, is because it's like, you can't, that shouldn't be judged against FTR. I mean, that's just the booking in a way, but that's not that shouldn't be judged. That shouldn't be their skills being judged.
No,
they're still one of the best in the fucking ring. Yeah. So, hey,
But this match right here, completely useless because the issue I was having was that the shit that they dissed WWE for, they kind of did this week. They kind of rehashed stuff to have on this show.
They reran Cody and a Go-Go. They played up
Cody and QT.
Yeah. They played up a minor feud, like, oh, you bumped me kind of shit with Nick Camarado and Dustin.
And then even though it was different members, but they still reran Death Triangle and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match right here, put it this way, I actually missed the finish.
I missed the first thing. I had to bring it back.
I'll be honest, I don't have a fast forward option or like a way to watch it at a 1.5 on Sling. So it's like it skips it like at 2-3 minutes at a time or whatever it feels like.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I saw who the winner was and I was like, oh, okay, the face won. Gotcha. Oh, spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah. To me, yeah, dumpster juice. Didn't care. Inner Circle had their segment for their victory at Stadium Stampede.
I did not care for this.
Neither did I. And
I told y'all, I meant it. Once that Mark Henry segment, everything was downhill. I don't think there was nothing else I cared about on this show. Spoiler alert to everybody out there. But
this was the braggiest little segment, like, like we beat your ass, but you're still gonna talk shit in the locker room, so we want to beat your ass some more.
Yeah, and that's exactly.
I mean, let's really be honest. Who wants to see Wardlow and Hager in an MMA ring right now in an MMA style match?
Yeah, I don't care for it because this is stuff that they should have been doing before the big matches. They should have
been having these matches before the group matches.
Mm-hmm. This should have been like somewhere between Blood and Guts and Double or Nothing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Instead of shooting a little bit of the bubbly cannons at the Pinnacle or whatever. Although that was a funny bit, but still.
I think one of the big issues was Double or Nothing came up too fast, quote unquote, and they probably still had to try to figure out what Jericho was going to do with him touring and everything. But it would have made more sense to have Blood and Guts at Double or Nothing. That way, when Jericho got pushed off, he could have been injured. Then you could have had the other 4 members of Inner Circle trying to get back at the Pinnacle.
Yes.
And then by All In, they could have did Stadium Stampede or something else. Matter of fact, they need to get rid of Stadium Stampede. But at All In, they could have did another 5-on-5 type match to where, that could have been the final big blow up of the Pinnacle Inner Circle rather than MJF betrays the Inner Circle, builds the Pinnacle, Inner Circle's off the TV for 2 weeks. This happens. Blood and Guts. They come back a week later. Oh, we're not done. Okay, well, fine. We'll fight y'all at Double or Nothing. But if y'all lose, you break up. They win. Then it's like, well, wait a minute now. This is the most fast-tracked ass feud.
I told y'all we're gonna get a third one. We're gonna get a third match. It's gonna be an all out, probably, hopefully sooner than that. But
I think, I hope it's sooner.
I just hate that it's going this direction because I was okay with this segment up to a certain point because once Santana started talking, I assumed that this is just going to be okay. Pride and Powerful is going to have their feud with FTR, and that's pretty much it. But then it went from that to like everybody getting their rocks off on the fucking promo, being like, okay, well, clearly nobody's done with the Pinnacle.
Except like, Ortiz. Ortiz is the only one.
I thought he was the only one that didn't say anything.
Yeah, Ortiz.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I mean, with Santana kind of talking, it's like it's almost like roped in. It's like, yeah, Ortiz is down for that too.
I don't know about y'all, and I hate that I'm slowly starting to feel this way.
Uh-oh.
Chris is starting to lose me.
Oh, I can see that.
Why was his promo so damn long? Just for him to say, MJF, we need to fight again.
Because it's almost like him trying to convince everybody that this is still worth watching.
Yeah. Like, Chris is starting to lose me a little bit. And this is literally the first time that I feel this way about Chris Jericho. That Chris is actually starting to lose me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking that if Chris would have been off TV during this whole time, especially from the elbow injury, and they would have just had MJF kind of just off, not dealing with this, and having everybody else in the Pinnacle deal with the other 4 members of the Inner Circle, this would have been more to stomach. And then having Chris come back and then having that type of promo to being like, yeah, we still got shit that we got to take care of. Then, yeah, I would have been like, cool, no problem. But just kind of just overly doing this completely to the point to where, 1, it's rushed like fucking crazy. And then 2, to the point of where you're going to get us completely uninvested when it just got started. Yeah, I understand. I get it completely. And I wouldn't blame anybody for feeling that way.
I mean, we're also acting like we don't remember that Jericho had some low points in his WWE career too, like where his stuff didn't just come off magically all the time.
He did have low points, but never in his low points that I was like, I don't want to see Chris Jericho on my TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the few times to where it's like, do we really have to hear from you every time? Like, you have 4 other men. Let them talk.
Except for Hager. Like, I don't like his...
I can see why he has Zeb Coulter when he was in WWE. I can see why. But yeah, and then even in Hager's case, like, it was like, fam, just say, hey, me, Warlow, if you want to fight me in the cell, let's do this. If you really want to prove your manhood to me, fight me in the MMA ring. I'm undefeated there. See what you gonna do there. And see, even when that happens, how that's about to look, because are they gonna legit have an MMA fight?
Yeah, hell no.
Are they gonna have the wrestling version of an MMA fight?
They're gonna make it a cage match, I imagine.
I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be their attempt at the
Lions Den.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but
what did they rename it?
Or the Diamond Mine. Anyways.
No.
No. Nigger. You're on timeout, sir. You're on timeout.
Man, I don't like doing timeout.
No, yeah. Hager needs to take some pointers from Ortiz, because Ortiz doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, he makes a point in what he says. Hager should just speak less and then do more. That's in his wheelhouse. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the heavy. But since they started getting more recognition within their circle, he started to get more of a voice. And yet Ortiz still does it right. Ortiz, like, he's believable when he doesn't speak. He's like, yo, all right, cool. I'd rather not talk. I'd rather just fuck you up and then leave it at that. Hager's supposed to be like that, but you got Pride and Powerful here. They have the actual street dude like aesthetic to the point to where that comes off believable even more so. So yeah, this whole promo after Santana spoke was I was over. I was over it.
Now I have to ask both of y'all a question. So I guess Jaeger, if you can come back.
Well, if you insist.
How do y'all feel about kayfabe being alive or dead?
I think I know where you're going with this. I don't like that Urban Meyer posted that picture.
That's where I was getting at.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did I miss something?
Yes. Urban Meyer posted a picture of him, Jericho, and MJF.
I think Tony Khan.
And I think, they were watching the match, or
yeah, they were watching like a playback of the match.
Yeah,
like all together in like a room, and You got MJ, you got Jericho standing right there next to MJF, and they're just watching the TV. And MJF doesn't look like he's in. Like MJF is that guy who just does not drop kayfabe, and you're seeing him out of kayfabe right here, and it's when the wrestler wants to keep it and they do a good job of keeping it, then I'm all for it. However, it's 2021. We know these aren't these guys' real lives. It's fine if they don't run the kayfabe story.
Yeah, I think in this case, the only reason why I would view it as being a bad situation is because MJF is in the picture, and that's mainly because of how well he handles his situation. Because he never really drops character. So if you had anybody else slot in that situation, I would be like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. It's all business. But in this situation, because he holds true to his character pretty much 24/7, yeah, I'd have an issue with it.
Yeah, because shouts out to the Jobbeteers podcast, but they was talking about that too. They was talking about, yes, we know at this point in time wrestling is not, I'm not going to use that word that we all hate when it comes to wrestling, but they was like, you could still let us have a little bit of believability, because they was like, take Fast 9. They was like, John Cena and Vin Diesel are supposed to be at odds with each other. If I see a picture of John Cena and Vin Diesel before the movie comes out, that's going to ruin the illusion to me. Now, if I see a picture of them together a year down the line, that's fine. And, when they said that, it made me think, I don't remember seeing Josh Brolin taking pictures with the other Avengers. I could be wrong. But I don't remember seeing Josh Brolin in pictures with the Avengers before Endgame and all that came out.
He wasn't. The only pictures that he took with anybody Marvel was Ryan Reynolds, because they were in Deadpool 2 together.
They were in Deadpool 2. But yeah, so they kept Thanos separate from everybody else. And granted, we know everybody backstage are friends and this and the other. We're not even tripping. But I don't want to see a picture of somebody you're supposed to be having a blood feud with. I don't want to see y'all in a picture together watching the match of like, so this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see that. But hey, some people like seeing that, some people don't. I'm the type of person. Yes, I know kayfabe isn't alive anymore, but a little sprinkle of it could still be here.
For the select few that do try to keep it alive, at least let them keep it alive,
Yeah. So go ahead, give me that nostalgia kick every now and then. Let me believe in something.
Like, now I need to go see MJF flip off a kid again. Like,
right.
To get this shit out the way. I'm sorry, Inner Circle. I can't.
It was pretty weak.
Yeah. It wasn't good. I'm sorry.
Not sorry.
But not sorry.
Christian Cage, I still think needs to go heel eventually. It'll help. But him and Jungle Boy went against Private Party, whose stock, again, I will repeat, has definitely dropped significantly.
Well, y'all know how I feel about Private Party.
We know how you feel about the association that they have.
Yeah, so and then here it is that they didn't let Matt Hardy let them come out there in fucking khakis and polos. So
which that's another thing that I'm.
It's the summer private parties, guys.
And I can even understand, hey, these are supposed to be them coming from the club. I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say, but I'm gonna just say it like this: these Negroes ain't gonna be coming from the club wearing them outfits.
They will when it's a middle-aged white man leading their shit and taking 30%.
They got enough ring gear.
So since Party Family Office was involved in this match, I didn't care.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I mean,
I didn't care for the pairing of Jungle Boy and Christian Cage.
same.
I mean, two both amazing wrestlers, great wrestlers, but together,
Yeah, this is something I don't really like about the whole Christian Cage thing is that it feels like he's starting and then not finishing these certain feuds. It's like there was no finality with the whole Team Taz feud that he was supposed to have. Now you got this feud with him and Hardy in the Hardy family office, and I feel like this is going to be the same thing. It's going to just fall flat. I think he's going to probably wrestle Hardy at one point, and then that'll be it. But it's like
should be their special before All In.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like I need Christian to do something significant, either be a heel gatekeeper or getting a significant feud that's going to actually help, make the certain parts of the show watchable. Like you could where's his Hobbs thing? Like you had a brawl out with Hobbs, and I don't think anything because he didn't even eliminate him in the fucking battle royal. So that was kind of for nothing too.
You ain't about to hit me with a stanchion, fam, and think that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Especially when you break that shit off, yeah.
But yeah, Cage and Jungle Boy go over. Hardy comes out behind Christian, gives him the twist of fate, and then runs off. And then that's that. But speaking of Taz, Team Taz had a segment backstage with Brian Cage still intact.
Just break up already.
Now, yeah, they had the whole thing where Hobbs and Starks was like eyeballing Cage the whole time, but I mean, we've been down this road before already. Yeah. So where it's like it's rinse and repeat. So either they pull the trigger on this breakup or they stop teasing it.
Yes.
Hobbs used to.
What was it? It was Hook and Starks that were definitely eyeballing Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hobbs was like too busy looking at the camera.
But then it's funny because when he said it was going to be Hobbs and Cage versus I forgot who the fuck are they fighting next week.
It'll be Hangman and they were trying to say pick somebody from the Dark Order.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which now we know is going to be 10.
Starks
no, it's 10. Uno's going to be challenging
Miro.
Oh, that's right.
Starks walked off as if, like, wait, we didn't know you was clear to wrestle. You've been not clear to wrestle for the past, 2 months. So Starks walked off as if, why you didn't choose me instead? And it was like, wait, are you clear to wrestle now? We didn't know this.
Nah, I think he's just still salty about Cage putting hands on him or some shit.
Yeah, could be.
It was okay.
If that's all that was behind that, then that's just a little petty. But I don't know.
Yeah, I need them to put Hobbs in a legit feud because it seemed like he was going that way with Christian. I wish they would have stuck with that and carried that on. But but yeah, I guess we're gonna see what happens. Which 9 times out of 10, there's probably gonna be some discourse with Team Taz is gonna cause Hangman and 10 to win. So
I just hope that once Hangman and 10 win, that Hobbs just pulls the trigger and betrays Cage so we can finally get him just kicked out.
Yeah, and we'll probably get a feud with Hobbs and Cage, which I'd be cool with too.
I'd be down with that for sure.
Yeah. So shouts to that. So we'll see what happens. We finally got Britt Baker's championship celebration,
which was
I'm mad at this.
Undeservedly boring.
Yeah, thank you. That's the perfect phrase. Undeservedly boring, because for one, I felt like this wasn't Britt Baker's design. I felt like maybe part of this was, but I think also I think part of this had to be the whole McDonald's shit with the fucking gift certificates.
Well, remember who did that shit earlier? Oh, Jericho's. Look under your seats for the fucking shirts.
Yeah, I felt like this was forced. It was something that's oh well, we got to do this for almost product placement bullshit. So they just decided to put this bullshit together to be like, oh, okay, here you go. Yeah,
Not only that, look at the people who was in the ring with her.
Yeah, that was another issue.
That didn't make sense.
I mean, I get the whole heel thing, but I think it would have made more sense for it to be like the women's division out there.
It shouldn't have been that. If they was gonna do what they did at the end, it should have just been Rebel, Brit, and Shivani, and then Nyla could have came out there and did what she did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The only true thing I liked about this, and it's sad that it was this one thing, is I like when she called herself Le Champion.
Yes,
I like that because that's such a Britt Baker thing. But yeah, as far as this whole thing, yeah, Britt Baker deserved better. Also, when she came out, the belt on her looked right.
It did.
Like that. Like
it did.
If nothing else said she deserved that belt, the aesthetic of her having the belt around her waist, perfect.
It did.
Perfect.
I agree.
So, but that's the only things that I liked about that, and it's just like, you know, but what the sad thing about it, and I hate that I'm cutting this part short, is because it was almost like sandwich, because before this you had the Sting and Darby thing with Tony Schiavone, so you had Tony Schiavone segments pretty much throughout the show, and then these were pretty much back to back, where you had them talk about, where you had Sting and Darby come out and talk about like him not wrestling for 6 years, then you had Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page come on the screen and then basically challenge Darby again, but for him to choose a different partner, which this also does not make sense either.
Because that's what he challenged him to.
He said, "We'll run it back, but you're not going to have Sting this time." So, to me, that just comes off as them like admitting, "Okay, Sting is OP. Like we can't."
Right? Thank you. This is like, the bat all over again.
Exactly. It's like, why are we putting Sting up here? We need to be putting Darby up here.
There you go.
Be like actually just flip that script completely. Hey, talk shit to Sting. Be like, Sting, pick somebody else besides your little kid here. Like, whatever.
And it's weird because it's like it's an ass backwards way of having Sting be on the outside and not be the main portion of the ring, because all you did was you just downplayed Darby and brought up Sting like this. It's like, just like Yeager said, it just does not.
What was that Scorpio said? Fax, no printer.
Yeah, it's like what?
That shit was corny, but I like it.
So I'm gonna say this, and of course, y'all can feel differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have. Let me re-say it. The damage control needs to be done on Darby Allin, because ever since they have paired Darby with Sting, his stock has been dropping for me. Because how you have this one person who was this loner, I can take all the pain, but then he needs to be bailed out by Sting all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get the fact that they turned this man into, I got to have somebody who's going to always bail me out.
Ooh, and they're doing that to him now. Like, okay, now here's a match without a bailout. Like, how's that going to go?
Exactly. How is that going to go now?
Yeah, you're right.
So ever since they paired Sting and Darby together, I haven't been feeling it, because I don't like the fact that now Darby can't fight on his own without Sting being there.
Yeah, they just could have gone in so many different directions that could have benefited both of them. But it's just, they just continue to drop the ball continuously to the point to where it's like, I don't know if you can really come back from it unless you do something drastic. One of which would be taking Darby off TV for a nice bit of time to kind of rinse out the palate, so that way everybody can actually get back into the Darby Allin train. But
see,
you know,
I think you need to do the reverse. I think you need to take Sting off TV for a while.
true.
Have him get jumped by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky like on this next match, and then what the fuck does like you get reminded that Darby never needed Sting. Like Darby's still gonna like fight his fucking heart out with or without Sting.
Oh,
Sting
and Cornette also did praise that spot of Ethan Page throwing Darby into the crowd.
Beautiful
that
spot.
was a good spot.
He said the only issue is that shouldn't have happened on the pay-per-view. He said the only reason why is because he said that should have been a spot to where kind of like Darby getting thrown down the stairs to where for Ethan Page to hook him, because you got to think, without the confines of this match, nobody would have made it back to the ring in 10.
I see what you're saying, because then that would have been like a hey, you can this is something to look out for to watch.
Or this is me booking it, or what they should have did, if anything, that should have happened early in the match and played that whole, well, Sting got to go at it alone, and then Darby comes hobbling out at the end to help out Sting. But to do that in the middle of the match, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he did say that was an impressive spot, but it happened at the wrong time. Or it should have happened maybe on Dynamite or something. So that way it would have put doubt of Darby Allin being there, because it was like, oh shit, he might be hospitalized. The fact that he just got thrown like that.
Yeah, that would have been a good go home show moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, so now that I know that he challenged that they challenged him to another tag match just without Sting, I guess.
So now you're making the loner even less of a loner now, because now you can throw somebody else into the mix, unless Darby's just going to go at it alone, which that'd be a Darby Allin thing to do. But
I don't need no partner.
Who do we think he picks?
It'll probably be Lance Archer. Maybe. That's the only person I can think of it being, unless it's going to be somebody from the Dark Order. But which, if it is, then Darby Allin for Darby.
I'm thinking outside. I'm thinking outside of AEW, or at least at the moment outside of AEW.
Like a debut.
Yeah, like do any of our current new releases have a 30 days?
I don't know. Never announced.
I know for sure Strowman did not have a cut clause or a no cut clause. I know this, but I'm really set that Strowman doesn't want to go back to wrestling. Like that's my thought. If I'm proven wrong, then I'm proven wrong. I'll eat my words. Like shit, whatever. But if the rest of the people that got cut don't have a no compete for those 30 or 90, it would be cool to see Aleister Black show up.
Nah, I wasn't even thinking, because now that I know the confines of this, I think to really fuck with Sky and Page, if you really want to do something kind of interesting, Christopher Daniels.
Interesting. Ooh, that would be so nicely done against Sky for sure.
Exactly, especially with Scorpio Sky, you involve Christopher Daniels, and you'd be like, wait, like,
whoa, hold on a second.
That would be a nice storyline to be like, hey, you've gone this direction, and I'm tired of seeing you go this way. So that you know what? Yeah, I'm for that. And I think everybody that got recently released still have non-competes.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
You know what, then, Scoot? I support that. Matter of fact, I endorse that.
Hey.
I'm still endorsing Darby Allin for Dark Order. It needs to happen.
Oh, no. Yeah, that needs to happen.
That'd be nice as well.
Book it. But yeah, from both of those segments to Jaeger's moment of eye candy. Red Velvet took on the Bunny in a very aesthetically pleasing match, if I do say so myself.
This was the only thing that sort of saved that show. This was the only thing that saved Dynamite for me.
I didn't say it; somebody else did. But yes,
and it wasn't so much the Bunny; it was more Red Velvet.
It was both. It was both for me.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. The Bunny is nice though, but Red Velvet though.
You know what? She's always nice up until she does her like whatever the fuck scream that is.
Oh, I forgot. You know, I can't support the Bunny anyway. So
yeah, it's almost Vicky Guerrero-esque, and I'm just not 100% on board with that.
Yeah, you remember I can't support the Bunny and I can't support Blade, so I can't support Bunny and Blade because they part of the Hardy family office.
No.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. It's all right.
Go ahead.
Lip will take that support.
But I can support Red Velvet though.
Yes. Yes, you can. Just stir it up nicely. Stir it up nicely.
Stir it up. Like, that's great music for her. That's like so perfectly fitting.
Yeah, this match wasn't bad. You know,
nah, it was a great.
It was and this is why I wish they would put more women's matches on Dynamite. At least two. You know, just me two like every Dynamite.
It's funny because they do like somewhere between 2 and 4 on Elevation and Dark and all that.
No, we need to get that on some good prime time. Like, get Ty Conti back on Dynamite. You know, just get her back on Dynamite. You know.
No, she's gonna be back on Dynamite soon. I feel because she's gonna end up challenging Britt Baker.
Makes sense.
She's in the top 5. I think she was number 2. I mean, Red Velvet's up there too. Like she's number 4 or 5. She might be number 3 at this point. If you want to pull up those standings.
Absolutely. Yeah, because they definitely had updated this week. For the women. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Who's in there?
Thunder Rosa at 1.
Yeah.
Then Ty Conti, Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida. Oh, and Layla Hirsch. Go ahead, Layla.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Layla Hirsch at 5.
Wait. So Red Velvet took an L somewhere that mattered.
So since my mic decided to self-mute itself, I do want to give a couple of shout-outs since, Jaeger does the, elevation evaluation and After Dark. I do want to give a shout-out to Queen Amanada and Rekka Tahaka, though.
Rekka Tahaka, though.
Thanks to Jaeger, I did go back and kind of skim through those shows, and I was like, though.
They got plenty of up and comers, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yo, but I definitely want to see Kylan King feud with Jade Cargill soon.
Did they have Kylan King and Jade Cargill already fight?
You know what? They probably did.
Yeah, I think that was like last week last week.
Yeah. I want the feud.
They can make that shit happen.
No, like whenever Jade Cargill wears that belt, that's when I feel like Kylan King's gonna get back up there. But
it's probably gonna be whatchamacallit. It's probably gonna be what's her name? Statlander.
Ooh. Can never forget Statlander.
Ooh, Statlander and Jade Cargill feud might be nice too.
That would be nice.
Yeah, book that shit too. But yeah, Red Velvet goes over, which it was weird because I really assumed Bunny was going to win with the brass knucks, but that just kind of went nowhere. after she got
they
him.
changed them from whatever the fuck that weird scrunchy looking thing was to brass knucks now. Like they're legitimately brass knucks.
Craziness.
Yes.
But yeah, which is weird because now Red Velvet, I mean, nowhere in the rankings yet, but she'll get back there. She'll get back there. You know what? I think it was that loss that she took to Deep that probably brought her down.
That was it. There you go.
That was a title match.
Mm-hmm. So it's all good. Red Velvet, you'll get back in there and you'll compete against Britt Baker to probably lose, but you know, hey, it'll still be good for you though.
I see Layla Hirsch taking a jobber loss for against Baker for the title. Let's see here.
I don't want to see that. I want to see Layla Hirsch against Deep.
I do too, but I'm talking about like for televised because you know Britt Baker's gonna have to get some like defenses under her belt.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't think we want to see her against Ty just yet. I definitely don't want to see her against Thunder Rosa because if I ever see that match, I have a feeling that Britt Baker's not winning that match.
Yeah, I think Nyla Rose might be her first competitor, and she'll get that win back.
Especially with how last night went. Yeah,
I think she'll get her win back from that tournament loss.
Yeah,
because that was a good match that they had too.
That is true.
Because I think she already won. I think she went against Layla Hirsch in a squash match.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason I want to see Deeb and Hirsch is because just the styles in that shit. Because it's just so it'll be like watching Angle and Bret Hart.
Oh, there we go. That's true.
But yeah, Thunder Rosa at the top like that. I don't see Thunder Rosa going after Britt Baker just yet, even though she's at one.
Save it.
Yeah, exactly. Probably save it for All Out.
I wouldn't be surprised if they really book it right. We might not get them until Full Gear.
Well,
damn.
Am I seeing this tag team rankings right?
Varsity Blondes, The Acclaim, Private Party, FTR, John Moxley, and Kingston.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why are Varsity Blondes and Moxley and Kingston even in this top 5 anymore?
Well, I know Moxley and Kingston being at 5 makes sense with them losing, but Varsity Blondes makes no sense to me.
They both lost to the Bucks already, though. That's what I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why Kingston and Moxley make sense being at 5, being that they lost. But Varsity Blondes losing and then being at the top still makes no sense to me.
Well, shit. What else tag team will replace them then?
Should be the Acclaimed, I guess.
Yeah, Acclaimed should be number 1.
And then Private Party and then FTR. This tag team ranking is a little trash, not gonna lie. Like considering the win-loss record.
Well, you gotta think they other than what's been on Dark and Elevation, the tag team matches really include Young Bucks and whomever.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or they keep doing makeshift teams like Cage and Jungle Boy versus who the hell did Jungle Boy and Christian Cage just fight?
A Private Party.
Party. So you keep putting makeshift teams together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
I would think at least Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page will be somewhere, but that's if they even consider them a tag team.
But I think it's the Bucks' fault why the tag team division rankings are like that, because Bucks they hand out tag team title matches like fucking candy.
True.
So it screws up the rankings completely, because it's like they say fuck whoever's number 1 contender. We're just gonna give everybody a shot. So yeah.
It wasn't too long ago that freaking Hangman Page was number 5, or just like deranked almost because of Brian Cage. Now he's back at number 2 already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm.
So, and that's again crazy.
But
crazy.
But then again, padding Jungle Boy's resume, like I said, he's out 8-1, and now he's the actual number 1 contender.
True.
And then that's going to be on a Saturday Dynamite.
Sure.
Yeah, which I don't even know how that's going to go. With especially with timing on that. I mean, that the ratings on that one may end up being
trash.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see though.
Wait, is that Saturday Fight Night?
The ratings of last Friday, because last Friday was the first Friday, right?
Yeah.
Their ratings was like they had like 500,000.
Really?
Yeah. Because you got to think, I mean, Friday at 9 is kind of late.
Yeah. And with Saturday, I mean, most people will be like, "Oh, well, you know, they've had pay-per-views on Saturday." Well, that's the thing; it was a pay-per-view on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. You know, if NXT went on a Saturday on a regular NXT show, then yeah, it wouldn't do the same thing as a takeover on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. This is a regular Dynamite.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, so, I guess the one thing that they're going to try to entice the people with is, hey, you get a title match, but sheesh.
Now, if they set this card on that Saturday,
the NBA is over with.
I bet. Or until they go to TBS.
Or TBS.
But what? Well, too. But I do have. We did what?
I was about to say we kind of skirt around it enough. I guess we got to get to this main event.
Yeah, because I'm about to go in on this to basically say why I'm pissed off about this. Because this is where AEW.
Well, I'll let you take it, sir.
Management and everybody dropped the fucking ball. To see if this. I didn't care about this match because this is something that was well overdue. This whole the factory Nightmare Family bullshit should have been Dustin's fight from the beginning, and it could have started off with this shit here, with this match. This match wasn't a bad match. I just didn't care because I felt like we should have got this a long fucking time ago. Dustin should have been running the gauntlet with the factory to the point to where he finally made it to QT should have been dodging Dustin and should have been putting up the factory to go up against him up to this point. And then probably at Double or Nothing, you finally would have got QT versus Dustin. You could have stretched this out. And then I probably would have cared just a little bit more because you would have had Dustin in some type of feud that would make sense with his previous tag team partner. Damn the shit with Cody being friends with QT Marshall and all this other bullshit. It still make no sense. Cody was off doing his own fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Dustin was the one person who was with QT in the Natural Nightmares.
Yep.
This is why this whole feud makes absolutely no sense. And then you finally, after Dustin has been completely gone, whether it be on ringside, backstage, whatever, during this feud between Cody and QT, when he could have been at the forefront of this whole thing, and finally you put him in a match that doesn't make any sense because nobody cares for it at this point because it's well overdue.
Yep.
And that's sad because this match was a good match. And it sucks. It completely sucks. But that's how I feel about it. And that's why I didn't care, especially with it being the main event, because there's just no reason. It just doesn't make it's wasted, completely wasted, a waste of fucking time and a waste of a main event. This is why this show kind of capped off like that. And I just didn't care. I didn't like it that much because of this, because it's just bad fucking decision making. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that bullshit. That's why I just could not. I could completely care less about this fucking match, and it shouldn't be that way.
To piggyback on what you're saying, like, you could have definitely. I mean, I've been a supporter of that from the get-go about Dustin and QT. This should have been their feud from the start, but like you could have had it been like almost Attitude Era, like classic faction ways, where I mean, you could even say like Triple H with Evolution, like, oh, you want to fight me? You want to fight me? Okay, you're gonna fight me, but you're gonna fight Randy Orton first. Oh, but you're gonna fight Nick Camarado first, or you're gonna fight this person, that person first. Could have definitely like came at it like this, where you could have built QT up as a heel so much better, to where he's just like a little chicken shit. Like he's got like he has the ring work, he can do the job, but he's a chicken shit. easily could have been done instead of him wearing. And I know that, I mean, Scoot, love you for checking it out. I don't know if you see QT's matches, but he just, like, Camarado will pull up some steel steps, lay him there, and he'll just sit on the steps like he's coaching or watching, like a fucking watching football tape or something. Not to mention he looks dorky as shit rocking bowling shirts. Like, sorry, but it's the facts. Like, this all could have been orchestrated so much better, but was not.
Yeah.
There was no reason for Cody to have been involved in this up until a go-go. And even with a go-go, it shouldn't have even been as deep as they made it.
True. Absolutely.
What about you, Scoot?
I'm going to say this. The Nightmare Family don't make sense to me. Like, I don't get the Nightmare Family because Cody came out with 30 people Sunday.
Out the factory.
True. Cody came out with like 30 people.
He did.
And Colton Gunn was the one that shows up last night.
Right. You're absolutely right. Oh, forgot somebody that wasn't even on the show, but Ashley, damn boy, she a part of the Nightmare Factory.
Well, damn.
Anyways, but yeah,
Colton Gunn is the one that shows up to help Dustin with Solo. I don't get the Nightmare Factory family or whatever, because to say they're the most, they have the most people in their faction, but they're never around.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never around.
I think Cody needs to do that long-awaited heel turn and start using these people from the factory in his matches. Like, you know what? Ooh, that'd be great. Go ahead and take this from me, AEW. But heel Cody has his match. He gets on the ropes or whatever. He's starting to have a loss come his way. Insert random member of Nightmare Factory each week. Just doesn't matter who. It doesn't have to be consecutively one person. Just every time it's a new Nightmare Factory worker. That way you get familiar with the newer names. That way you see that Cody is actually somewhat of a thing for these people. I don't know.
Oh, you mean like what? Like helping him win matches?
Yeah. Like doing the little fuck finishes, helping him out. If he's going to be a heel, you might as well make him a straight up heel.
No. I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. If you want to make him a straight up heel, you have Cody beat these people every week to pad his record. Hey, I'm introducing this person of the Nightmare Factory. Boom, beat him. Ha. Kind of like how Thatch Can was doing. Being extra rough with his students. You have Cody doing that, so that way Cody's record be like 50-2, and you like, Jesus. Like,
it's all been squash matches. So
yeah, but not only that, you have him do that to inflate his record, to put him at the number one, to then abolish the stipulation, to then compete for the title.
Yes. Look at that.
See, AEW.
Beautiful.
So you could have done that, AEW. A multitude of ways.
I think he won't do it because I think he's scared that the fans gonna turn on him.
They should. He should be happy to, because he needs to turn heel.
We'll have the fans turn on him. What do you?
We need Ring of Honor, Cody Rhodes. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Give us Ring of Honor, Cody Rhodes. I want people to kiss the ring.
He gets too much cheers, and I don't think he wants to go against that.
Yeah, he's going to end up going into John Cena, Roman Reigns territory as far as everybody wanting him to turn heel, but him seeing himself as just like the big face to the point where everybody's like, just turn heel already. And I think maybe this could be by design. Maybe he's doing this shit on purpose, and we're just all feeding into it to where it's like, fuck, we hate Cody Rhodes. And then he turns heel, and we're like, "Oh, fuck you!" And he's like, "Yeah, I did it." I mean, shit. We'll fucking see. But yeah, this AEW Dynamite show was again, like I said, not my favorite. It could have been better in a number of ways, but it just fell flat in so many fucking areas to the point to where it's definitely not one that I would go back and watch for any reason, especially with the Andrade debut, which could have been loads better. But but let me go around the table here and just get everybody's final thoughts. Scoot, any final thoughts on what the fuck we saw last night?
I ain't like none. I'm sorry. I was not here for Dynamite, honestly. And shouts out again to Planet Nico because you kept me entertained while watching Dynamite. But
damn. I mean, 9 foot tall women are quite an attraction.
And you know, the thing is too, it's a commitment. It's a commitment to want to stay up to 9 to 11.
That's true.
You know, it'll be different if SmackDown was competing against AEW, but you purposely wanted your show to come on after because you didn't want to compete. So trying to stay up 2 extra hours to watch wrestling, and then when you do, you realize it ain't really that great this week. That's a little fucking frustrating.
Yeah,
definitely. So, and hell, I can only imagine the people who's there. I'm pretty sure parts that they was just like, "Fam, can this be over? Like, I want to go home." I mean, like, I just sat through all of this wrestling. I'm ready to go home now.
Especially if they were watching like a 3rd or 4th hour by the time Dynamite finished.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sure that they were there for plenty of dark or elevation or both.
Yeah. I'm ready to go home. Mr. Yeager, other than Red Velvet and the Bunny, what else you got?
Good job, Bucks. No, I mean, honestly, Bucks match should have been like the main event. Like, no disrespect to Dustin. I feel like that match could have probably been the match to kick shit off. But and then I'm not sure if the titles were on the line between the Bucks and Penta and Pac. I don't think they were not. And you see, the sad thing is, I still would have rather seen that as the main event. But especially with especially with Kazarian showing up and then like Kingston showing up, and then you could have easily had Kenny like make a spot. I don't know. You just got to get me to care more about shit involving the last name Rhodes right now. Everything else.
Wait. I'm sorry. That spot was dumb as shit with Callis and Kenny in the back.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. That bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, I liked the fact that he's like still playing into the heel EVP thing. Like he's like, okay, so edit this to make it look like better in this regard. Like, oh, take this little part out. And then the thing though was that Callis was touching the screen, and the screen was very clearly not a touch screen, and if anybody knows that a touch like that just bugs people, that definitely bugs me. Like, stop. Like, don't touch the fucking screen.
Hashtag get Callis off my screens.
Literally.
Mr. You got anything else, Yeager?
Vicky Guerrero needs to chill the fuck out. Get her little cougar ass away from Andrade and let that man do his own work. Dasha, get your fine ass next to Andrade. And then piss off Miss Thea Trinidad.
Right. Mr. Beasley, do you have anything good to say about this week?
Yeah. Andrade is money. fucking money. Period. Point blank, plain and simple. That's it. Britt Baker, money. Deserve it champion. As far as criticism, AEW, y'all got some booking to do and book some shit way better. Please, 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 please. That's my final thoughts on that shit. Scoot, where can these mother effers find? Matter of fact, Scoot, where can AEW find you for some booking?
Okay.
You see, you guys thought that it was like gonna stop like right here, but it's still going up.
It's past these screens. Like
it's past the screens. Like you need fisheye lens or something to catch it. But you can catch me on the Scootical. That's where you can find me. So hey, MJF, FTR, Tully, Sean Spears, Wardlow. You think you at the pinnacle, but have y'all looked up? Have you looked up? Because when you look up, you will see me on top.
There it is.
I swear, man. Like they're gonna look up and they're gonna be like, "Oh,
like son of a bitch." But of course,
like, put some pants on or something, man.
But of course, if you want the smoke brought to you, the ScooterRay, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, of course, Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Shouts out to Boss Aranya and Xerxes. You can find us on the same platforms. You can also find the Ninja Banter podcast on YouTube on our channel. You can find it on Spotify, Google, Anchor, and wherever else Anchor distributes podcasts to. So if you love listening to this voice of mine and seeing this face, you can see me with the Tag family, or you can see me with the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. But if you bring that smoke towards the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, then things will happen.
Oh, can't even disclose what things those are.
Since this is a recorded podcast, I don't want to incriminate myself.
There you go.
But Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. Where can the ladies of IWC, especially Red Velvet, find you at?
Like Red Velvet. You know I love some cake. But if you ever want to talk, shoot me a text. I mean, hit the DMs. It's Jaeger Bombastic. That's on the IGs, the TikToks, the Twitters, the PlayStations, the Xboxes. I mean, I want some friend requests. Like, play some shit with me, people.
There you go. You heard it, Shotzi.
Let's get to gaming. And I'll show y'all how to like dribble on Rocket League. It'll be fun.
No subliminals.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too.
I didn't say shit. I didn't say shit.
I was trying to think of that too. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get my mind out the gutter, I guess.
But after you guys felt so bad about having your mind in the gutter, and you feel like you need to get yourself a refresher, get yourself a little cleanse, I'm gonna take it over to this guy over here. He can tell you where you can get all that.
Oh, well, if you need that lifestyle one up, you can come get that daily dose at Lifestyle One Up on your IGs, on your Twitters, on your TikToks, on your eventually YouTubes, but you can also find it on all your podcast listening platforms to your liking, and get that positivity, that dose of positivity each and every Monday through Friday morning. But on the regular shit, if you want to shoot the shit, if you just want to have fun, crack some jokes, laugh at my stupidness, Lib Dizzle on everything. IG, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, the YouTube. And then, of course, here.
Formers Only, Black Planet, MySpace.
No.
Tinder, all of that.
I'm hearing talk of an OnlyFans. I'm not too sure, ladies. You might.
I'm pretty sure there's a secret Patreon somewhere. I don't know. But
we might end up getting the Patreon for all the stuff that we can't necessarily disclose on YouTube, you know, for fear of being demonetized at certain points. But
you know,
for those of you,
Mr. Deasley might have a profile on the hub. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. The hub.
But
and
to the fans, to the fans of this show that listen to us, if you got something to say, if you want to drop the smoke here and have Scoop reply to you on, you can you can comment down below whether you loved it, hated. Don't forget to rate it, subscribe to all that shit.
I can comment.
And trust and believe, we will comment back. We will comment back. It's been done and it's been proven. But as I give a too sweet to my bros right there, bada boom.
Hey.
And I salute to everybody watching and listening to this. So until you hear these as Jaeger put it so eloquently, voices of honey, voices like smooth honey, and see these handsome faces.
And once again, DMD for T.A.G.
That's right.
It's about to start. The campaign is about to start.
It's about to start. We coming for Britt Baker in a very amicable way, of course.
Yeah, very amicable way.
But until we get to that point, until you see us again, until next time, you beautiful mother effers, tag out.